Alright, so it looks like Apple might be finally ready to release the M5 Pro and Max MacBook Pros. We have an official hint from Timmy himself, and while the video itself might be hinting towards a low-cost MacBook, we are expecting the MacBook Pro to launch alongside it. Now this won't be a big flashy event, not with dramatic music and Craig Federighi running across the stage, but most likely through a simple press release, followed by members of the press getting hands-on time during Apple's Experience Day on March 4th. But before we get into everything we know, quick favor, around 90% of you guys watching these videos aren't actually subscribed, which is slightly concerning considering how much time we spend digging through Apple rumors together. So if you enjoy these kind of deep dives, hit subscribe and press the hype button. It genuinely helps a small channel like mine reach more people when big Apple launches are happening. Now the really interesting thing about this upcoming MacBook Pro refresh is that it's not really a surprise. We've been expecting these machines for a while now. Apple already released the base model MacBook Pro with the standard M5 late last year, which left the obvious gap for the higher end machines with the Pro and Max versions of the chip. So the expectation right now is fairly straightforward. Apple keeps the same lineup we already have, meaning a 14-inch and 16-inch MacBook Pro, both available with either the M5 Pro or the M5 Max. And if you were hoping for a dramatic redesign, you might want to sit down, because according to all the current reports, these machines are going to look exactly the same as the current generation. Same chassis, same display sizes, same overall design, which to be fair isn't a bad thing, the current design still works, but there is something else on the horizon which I'll get to. What will change though is the silicon inside. The M5 Pro and Max are expected to be built on TSMC's newer N3P 3nm process, which basically means better performance and better efficiency. The base M5 already showed a 20% improvement in multi-core CPU performance compared to the M4, and GPU performance jumped by roughly 30%. So it's reasonable to expect similar improvements from the Pro and Max versions as well. Now of course Apple never launches a chip and simply says it's faster, they always add a bunch of extra technical features that sound like something out of a sci-fi film. With the M5 architecture, Apple introduced something called a neural accelerator attached to each GPU core, which helps speed up AI-related activities that run on the GPU. Yes, AI again, I know, it's impossible to escape right now, but in fairness, this kind of hardware upgrade actually matters for things like video editing tools, 3D work and machine learning activities. So if you're someone using the MacBook Pro professionally, which one would expect to be the case because it's called the bloody MacBook Pro, there's a good chance you'll see real benefits from this. The chips are also expected to support 3rd generation ray tracing, improved dynamic caching, and upgraded shader cores. And if that sentence meant absolutely nothing to you, congratulations, you're a normal person. The other improvement Apple's focusing on is efficiency. The 16-core Neural Engine is apparently more power efficient than before, and unified memory bandwidth has been increased again, which basically means the chip can move data around faster, and that's particularly useful for large creator workloads. There's also a rumored shift coming with the M5 Pro and Max chips that could genuinely be significant if it turns out to be true. The idea is that Apple is moving towards a modular chip design, with a separate CPU and GPU block rather than a single unified structure. Up until now, Apple's silicon has been tightly integrated, elegant and efficient, but also fairly rigid in how configurations scale. A more modular approach would give Apple and users more flexibility. In theory, you could spec a machine with a powerful GPU without being forced into an equally extreme CPU, or vice versa. That's particularly appealing for creatives whose workloads lean heavily in one direction. Video editors and 3D artists care deeply about GPU performance. Developers and analysts might prioritize CPU power instead. A more tailored approach makes a lot of sense. In theory, all of this should make the M5 Pro and Max noticeably quicker machines compared to the previous generation. Maybe not a revolutionary leap, but definitely the sort of upgrade professionals appreciate. Outside of the chip though, the rumors are quiet, very quiet. There aren't really any solid reports about major new features coming to these MacBooks. No surprise hardware additions. One small thing that could change is SSD performance. Apple quietly improved SSD speeds in the base M5 MacBook Pro models, so it's possible the higher end machines also get faster SSDs. But overall, this refresh looks like a classic Apple spec bump. new chips, same body, carry on. And that's probably why Apple's comfortable announcing it via a press release instead of giving it a full keynote. And honestly, after weeks of rumors and speculation about these M5 models, it's nice to see these machines are finally becoming official. Because right now we're in that awkward stage where everyone knows these products exist, except Apple hasn't acknowledged them yet. Retailers are expecting them, reporters are expecting them, developers are finding references in software. Apple is the only one acting mysterious. But if the timeline is accurate, that mystery should end very soon. Now here's where the story gets a little more interesting, because while these new models might be very powerful, some reports suggest this might not be the best time to buy one. And the reason comes down to what Apple's reportedly planning next. According to multiple reports, the next generation after this one could bring a pretty big upgrade to the MacBook Pro range. We're talking OLED displays, potential touchscreen supports, and possibly even a design refresh to go with new M5 Pro and Max chips. That's a much bigger shift than what we're expecting next week. OLED alone would be a major upgrade. Better contrast, deeper blacks, better power efficiency, basically everything display nerds love. There are also rumors Apple could replace the notch with something closer to a dynamic island style cutout, and that macOS is being adjusted to better support touch input. Yes, you heard me right, a touchscreen Mac, which is something Apple spent years pretending it would never do. And what's crazy is that we could expect this new OLED MacBook Pro to launch later this year. So yes, in just a few months, these M5 models could be replaced by something truly next generation. I know that sounds unrealistic, but Apple has actually refreshed the MacBook Pro twice in the same year multiple times in the past, though of course this redesign can be pushed back. Also, you have to remember that with all these new features, Apple's likely going to increase the price. So while the M5 Pro and Max machines might not be revolutionary, they could still be a sensible option for many people. If your current Mac is struggling, waiting for that mythical future model might not be realistic. Of course, if you already have an M2, 3 or 4 MacBook Pro, this upgrade probably won't be life-changing. The performance jump would be nice, but it won't suddenly transform what your computer can do. But if you're coming from an older Intel Mac or even maybe the M1 models, the difference could be massive. Apple Silicon has already changed the MacBook Pro experience massively in terms of performance, battery life and thermals, so even a relatively small step forward like M5 would still be impressive. Personally though, I think a lot of people end up doing what they always do with Apple devices, waiting just a little longer to see what happens next. Because once rumors of OLED displays and redesigns start floating around, patience suddenly becomes a lot easier. And if those upgrades do arrive with the M6 generation, this M5 refresh might end up being remembered as the calm before a much bigger change. But we'll find out soon enough. If Apple sticks to the expected schedule, the M5 Pro and Max MacBook Pro should be announced very shortly. We should expect iPhone 17e on Monday, new iPads on Tuesdays, and then new MacBooks announced via press releases on Wednesday, with then press going hands-on shortly during that experience day. So we're basically right on the edge of it now. And if you want to stay updated the moment Apple finally drops the announcement, make sure you subscribe and tap the hype button as well. Thanks for watching.